Hey guys, my name is Rana Tierney. I'm the owner of Roohi Photography. So I would say what inspired me to start my own business almost 10 years ago was I was working in a job that I just felt actually did nothing for me. It was not an artistic job. It was working in the insurance field, and I knew that I was supposed to do something more with my life. And my father actually graduated with a degree in photography. So we met, at one family reunion, and he gave me his camera, and I took it home, and I fell in love. And I knew from that moment that this was what I was supposed to do. And I just never looked back. I quit my job 3 years later, and I've been doing this full time since then. So growing up, my mom was just like someone to look up to so much. And even though she went through some hard times, she would always say, everything's gonna be okay. So that's kind of what I live by. And I know that sometimes you can get really down and you don't feel like things are gonna be okay, but there's always tomorrow and everything really will be okay if you just keep pushing through. So I think what makes my business really unique is the person behind the camera, because as photographers, we all produce this beautiful art, but what makes us different from each other is actually the person. And I just feel so honored to be able to photograph high school senior girls, and they're going through this amazing time in their life. It's their last year of high school. They're growing as women. They're finding out what they want to do in their life. They're pursuing their passions, and I get to be a part of that final year to create these amazing memories for them and to give them a tangible, beautiful product that they can take with them. So, I really believe that's what makes me unique, is the experience that I have with them, what I can offer them, and just maybe how I can maybe even help shape some of their life. You never know. I have some girls that come in who don't really feel very secure, and then once I start taking their photos, they're like, wow, I feel so beautiful. So for me, what a blessing that is that I can do that for a couple hours with one beautiful senior. So I think a common misconception with photographers and photography is that you just pick up your camera, you run outside, you take a couple photos, and it's done. And I think a lot of people or a lot of clients may not understand that. I've taken a lot of classes, I've had a lot of education, I've spent a lot of money on equipment, and especially educating myself, whether it's going to a class or doing it online, so I can create the most beautiful image for you. It's not just me picking up my camera and I'm done. I go back, I spend time handcrafting and editing each image and making it perfect for my clients. So I think that's something that I would want people to know, is that it's more than just the click of the camera. Sometimes I get asked, how do you balance being a mom and a business owner? And I think what you have to do is, before you even start a business, is really just set your priorities. Being a photographer is what I love to do, and to be able to be involved in other people's lives and to meet other moms who have seniors in high school, and I can see how much they love their children. So I know that they know how much I love my children, and I love that time. So I think it's just setting boundaries, setting priorities, knowing that during the week I get to do what I love and I get to show my artistic side, and then when the weekend comes, I get to be with my children. I think that's just makes the balance really great. As a business owner, you are really faced with a lot of decisions, especially with me when I started my family. I started to really think about, what's important to me, and I realized that my family was important. And that was a huge deal because I was shooting weddings at the time, and as any photographer knows, weddings are a huge part of our income. And, we work extremely hard. They're a full weekend commitment, if not a full year commitment, getting to know our couples. And I loved doing it at the time. But once I had kids, I really wanted to really spend the time with them on the weekends. So mentally and putting it down on paper, like, wow, I'm really going to make this shift from weddings and to shooting more families and seniors was really hard. I had moments where I doubted myself. I doubted everything I was doing. I thought, how am I going to support my family? And I think the number one thing was that I had support. And whether it's your partner, your husband, your wife, whoever it is, your family, they have to support what you're doing, because when you have that support and you have that foundation, then it makes you feel like, wow, I can really do this. And it wasn't easy. I had a year that was, maybe financially a little bit tough for me, but I always had my husband there who said, this is what you want to do, and this is what you love, and look at the time you get to spend with your kids. Those moments I can never get back. So now I'm able to do both. I'm able to do what I love and keep pushing. There's never a time that I'm not hustling. Just because I've been doing this for 10 years doesn't mean like the clients are just going to come. You can't ever expect it to be like that. You still have to keep pushing, but keep pushing towards what you want to do, and you'll definitely get there. It's this kind of for everybody, for young people, for old people, like it's for everyone, right? I guess I just want people to know that in this day and age, like I think a lot of people expect it to become like Instagram sensations and not work for it. And you will never get anywhere. You have to work hard. You have to hustle. You have to make sacrifices. But in the end, it'll completely be worth it. So that's really it.